Good evening, everyone, and welcome. For those of you that do not know who I am Javon Brooks, and this is my very first webinar. Okay. So I might mess up a little bit, but it's okay, right? So, long story short, oh, we got people in here now. Okay. So, basically, how to sell out events. Perfect. So, basically, on this call here, just basically for this event. Going over how to sell out your event and services using $10 a day. Utilize the Facebook ads and Sora AI videos. Basically, I did a case study with a client of mine named Melanie Bonita, and she is a author. So her thing is she basically works with other aspiring authors and work with people that are already established as an author and looking to market their business to the masses. And long story short, she basically needed help because she has a book boss brunch. She calls it a book boss brunch this upcoming Saturday, where she's going to be, fellowshipping with people that's aspiring to be authors and is already established. And she just needed help to market this, right? And she came to me with only limited budget. So she was like, Javon, I can only spend $10 a day. I can only spend $10 a day. And with spending $10 a day, it was a situation of like, I cannot guarantee, right? So whenever I work with anybody, I always tell them, I cannot guarantee you nothing. I can do my part, and I got a lot of results that I can show that I know what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, for those of you that's watching this that are believers, understand that faith without work is dead, right? So I'm a real, like, true, firm believer on that, to where I'm gonna do my part, and then of course we gotta have faith. It's gonna work out, right? So that's pretty much all this was with this. But again, let's get into it. So again, I'm Javon Brooks. Over $25 million in documented results. Documented, heavy on that part. Been doing this for the past 9 years as a professional marketer and scaled over 84 plus brands and counting. Okay. I mainly work with service-based businesses only. I don't really do e-com. I mainly focus on any business that have a service. So if you are a roofer, a contractor, a coach, um, a videographer, a photographer, a content creator. If anything dealing with the service that you're looking to grow, that's what I specialize in, right? And with that, I'm specializing in paid advertising, as far as like running ads, right? For those of you that are watching and that do not know what that is, if you scroll on Facebook and Instagram and you just see a video and it has the word ad, excuse me, on that video, that's a paid advertising, right? Then, of course, organic content marketing, because that's a huge factor as well in growing and scaling your business. And then AI and automations. And I'm going to go more about this in detail and actually break all of this down to show you exactly step by step what I was able to do to help scale this lady's event to literally fill the room. Because literally, we down to the last 3 tickets left. Probably sold out now. It's just she's so busy. I try to reach out to her today. Still waiting on a response. But anywho, basically, my mission is just helping business owners leverage cutting edge technology to drive a massive return on investment. Because one of the biggest myths is that people feel that they don't have to they don't have to just do certain things to get the results that they want. They think that it can be like handed to them. Because I cannot tell you how many people I meet with on a daily basis that tell me, "Hey, I want to make 100,000 a month. I want to make 50,000 a month," and don't want to spend the money, right? Or if you don't want to spend the money, you got to replace that with the content. It's all a system, and it all comes down to visibility. Okay. With that, talking about costs, right? You got to pay. It pays to play. The rising cost of customer acquisition. Ad costs are skyrocketing, making standard budgets feel insufficient for meaningful reach and engagement. In regards to content fatigue, you got static images and basic videos. It no longer captures attention in crowded social feeds, right? You got to make yourself stand out. And basically, how I like to run my program, how I like to do anything in regards to making yourself stand out compared to others, you got to think about these four key components, right? If you are a business owner, you have to think, what is your offer? That's the most important thing. I don't care what industry you in. If you are a service-based business, The most important thing is your offer. You can be great at what you do, but understand there's a lot of people that do what you do. Okay? There's always competition somewhere. To make you stand out compared to others, you have to think about number one, your offer. Make it irresistible. Okay? If you're struggling on figuring out, hey, how can I come up with the offer? What do I do to have an offer? Literally study your competition. Don't ever try to reinvent the wheel. Any and everything that you need is already out there. You just have to understand what to do, how to do it, and make it work for you. Okay, so the first thing you need is an offer. Second thing you're going to need is content pushing that offer. Because if you're running ads, understand with paid advertising, you're going to get people to go to your social media page to see who you are, what it is that you do. Okay? So if you have the offer and then you posting content pushing that offer, that's going to help you tremendously. Please, 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 please do not be one of those people that just say, hey, I'm gonna just spend money on ads, but don't post no content. It's going to make your ad costs go up and you may not get the best results. And to be honest with you, that's when you start to hear a lot of people saying, oh, I got scammed by a marketing agency, or oh, this person wasn't good like he said he was. It's all a system and it goes hand in hand. And I'm gonna break it down here shortly. Don't worry. Okay. So boom, the service business trap. Trying to compete with big budget retail brands using the same tactics. That's why I just said the offer. And then I also said the content, right? Number three, you got to know your numbers. Because one of the biggest things that a lot of business owners don't know is their numbers, right? Of course, you could talk about profit and loss, right? But do you understand what a cost per lead is? Do you know what the correct cost per lead in your industry should be? Do you know how much it is for a cost per book call and a cost per close, right? It's so many different factors in regards to numbers that you need to understand as a business owner first to understand how to properly grow profitably, right? We're not, and I'm gonna be me, right? So I know we're not in business just to look good or just to say, oh, I do good or I'll get results. It's like you in business to make an impact and make money. You ain't gonna do it if you ain't making no money, right? So that's something to think about, right? And then of course, number four, you're going to need a system. What I mean by a system is like a back end system, like a CRM system, meaning whenever you get people that's looking at your ads, they looking at your content, and they're reaching out saying they interested in your service, how long does it take for you to respond? What does your nurturing process looks like? So whenever somebody's interested in your business, and then after that, what happens next? So for example, say if I'm looking for a videographer and I'm like, hey, I need their service. And I'll reach out to them, but they don't reach back out to me till like 2 to 3 hours later. You lost me. Because I need something right then and there, and I may go to the next person. You see what I'm saying? So that's the fourth one. Gotta have a system. Gotta have a back end system in place because speed to lead is everything, and that nurturing sequence is essential. And again, I'm going to be going over this in detail here shortly. Boom. The low spend, high impact framework, the power of $10 a day. Basically, I'm going to be going over how to use micro budgets to test, validate, and scale campaigns effectively. I'm going to be showing you live about Sora AI integrations. Basically, if you don't know what Sora AI is, if you don't like to be in front of the camera, or you may like to be in front of the camera, but you're too busy to shoot content. Well, I utilize this cost effective because it's free, right? I think you get 10 seconds. I think the most you get is 15 seconds of video, and it's free, right? And it helps you produce a large amount of content. One thing about me that I believe in is distribution of content, meaning anybody I work with, I say post 5 times a day. That's just me. Post 5 times a day, and that's what I did with Melanie. Melanie posts 5 times a day. She also posts, well, she posts her reels, and then she also posted her stories, and she's spending $10 a day on ads. And I'm about to show you here. Automation advantage number three. I just went over this, right? The back end system on how important automations are, because again, I don't care what you do. what you specialize in or how good your business or service is, that speed to lead is everything. It's everything. Because if, especially if you one of those services that people like need, like an emerg not an emergency standpoint, but like I don't know, say for like videographer, Valentine's coming up, right? And it's like some people looking at, okay, boom, this videographer got good work. Excuse me, this videographer got good work. And I'll reach out to him because, Valentine's Day coming up, may want to get like a photo shoot with my daughter or whatever. And then I call or I send a message and then I don't get a message back until tomorrow, man, it's over with. I'm going to the next person. It's over with, right? And it's like not only just me saying that, it's more so other prospects do the same thing. That's why I say that, okay? And why this work is high quality AI videos lower the CPMs, okay? If you don't know what a CPM is, it's cost per thousand impressions. That is another key metric whenever you understanding data with looking at your ads, okay? Then of course the click-through rates. It increases the click-through rates. Okay. That's another key metric. I'm gonna be breaking that down too. Okay, so now again, I know this is a screenshot, so I'm actually about to I'm gonna read this part and then I'm gonna go into the actual Facebook ad account and we're gonna do the fun stuff. Okay, so the client, Melanie Bonita, she's a 10 times number one Amazon bestseller and author coach. Her event is actually this weekend, the Book Boss Brunch Vision Board Experience Edition. It's in Tampa, Florida. And then the challenge was reaching a niche audience of authors and aspiring writers effectively and affordably. The cost per lead was $2. Well, some campaigns was $2, some was under $2. So it was an exceptional return on ad spend on minimal ad spend, right? So without further ado, let me go ahead and pull that up now. Boom, 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 boom. And then you see here, let's go to this month. So this month, let's do maximum. Let's do maximum. Boom, boom. So actually it was 204, right? And if y'all can see my screen, or if y'all can see the ad account clearly, just type one in the chat if you don't mind. Who out here? See, I got some people in here. That's love. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. If y'all can see my screen showing the Facebook, okay, thank you, Mr. Alex. I appreciate that, brother. God bless you. God bless you. Um, so basically, all I did was lead forms. Okay. And I'm gonna actually be breaking down a campaign with you here live, but I'm gonna just go over some key metrics. So she spent $374 total for this event. Okay. $374. And she generated out of $374, she generated 183 leads. Okay. Now understand, this is her landing page. This is her. Right. She done work with Les Brown and everything. For those of you that do not know or do know. But her lowest ticket started at 97, and then her highest VIP is 497. So we see these numbers. We see the numbers. But then coming back here, out of 183 leads, just imagine, like just for example, just imagine, boom, if you were just to close, 10 to 15% of those people, that can make a difference because you only spent $374. Okay? You only spent $374. So when you say, okay, boom, what am I looking at? Right? So some of the things I want to talk about, because this is a Facebook ad account for those of you that do not know, some of the key metrics that we look for. I like to look at the clicks all, right? You got the clicks all, meaning whenever you see an ad pop up on your screen, okay? Whenever you see an ad pop up on your screen, you can either click on that link to go to either that website, landing page, funnel, whatever the case may be, or they could click on that little image on your profile to see who you are. Okay. So as we see here, total, we got 1,200 clicks. And out of 1,200, 500 of those people actually clicked on that link to fill out that form. Okay. Now, I do my lead forms a different way, a very different way, actually. Because you know how some people say, hey, well, I ran ads, but the lead quality is low. I like to do something called conditional logic, and I'm gonna break this down here shortly. So I'm gonna fall back on that for right now. But anyway, I like to look at the clicks all, looking at the total clicks, and then the link clicks, as in how many people clicked on the link to go to that website. This here is key, right? Because anybody that clicked on a link to go to your website, landing page, or funnel lets you know they're interested, right? From to some degree. Anybody So what you would do to see how many people that went to your actual social media page to see who you are, you would just subtract literally 1,200 from 567, right? So that's like 700 plus people clicked on her social media profile to see who she is. Okay. So if you recall what I said earlier on how important it is to actually show up consistently in regards to content on your social media page, it's very key. Because if you don't, she could have missed out on 700 people that went to her social media page and she don't got no content. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I say content is super, super important that her audience grow and following as well. Yes, it wasn't like a huge grow. She actually sent me a screenshot. I gotta look through it. Thank you for that, Mr. Lewis. But her following did grow, but most importantly, what I looked at was more so like the engagement. So her engagement on her content grew substantially. So like the likes per post started to grow substantially. Her comments started to grow substantially, right? And the way that we did her content, and I'm gonna go over that too, was literally doing a hook, a value, and call to action. Okay, so like we frame the videos as a hook, like, attention authors, right? Or attention aspiring authors as a hook. And then value is basically her breaking down what's going on in the event. And then the call to action was always comment book boss, right? So not all the videos, but a lot of the videos, some people had commented book boss and that triggered the automation. But yes, to answer your question, yes. Um, But even though, with that being said, you don't have to have a huge audience to even make these results, like to get these results at all. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just pull this up real quick. Give me one second. Instagram, Melanie Bonita. Boom. So this is her account, right? And as you can see, all this is AI. Nothing but AI. When I say nothing but AI. Nothing but AI content. But this is what helped, right? So now it's like, okay, boom, I found something that worked. You don't got to be in front of a camera. You don't got to. So I'm gonna break this down further, but back to where we was at. So the things I like to look at is total clicks, which is 1,200. The link clicks, which is 567. Of course, her impressions was a little lower, which is good because you want to do. I like my impressions or CPMs, as far as like cost per thousand impressions, to be $20 or below, preferably, right? The lower the better. And then she got over 18,000 impressions. Okay. And then if you want to say, hey, well, what videos worked for her? I'm going to pull up the videos for you right now. I want to see if I can maximize. Can I maximize this? Oh, I can't. That's great. And it's boom. Let me just pull it up. Boom. Give me 1 second. Oh, advanced preview. So this is the video. So boom. Once AI again. So literally AI content, AI ads, fill up a room. Okay. And to fill up a room. And to fill up a room. So that's the ad that we ran. We did lead forms, and then these is the results for a maximum 183 leads, $2.04 a lead, $374 spent total. Okay. So it was definitely a win. It was definitely a win because she didn't have that much money to spend. She told me she didn't want to spend no more than 500. We spent 300. So that was a blessing, right? So then just to come down, because I'm gonna break down the campaign, but before I do that, because that's gonna take a minute, right? I want to go over to Sora. Okay. So for those of you that do not know what Sora is, it's basically an AI video platform that literally you will just create, have your not say your name, your image and your likeness, right? You just upload your image and your likeness, and then you could just literally just create a video. Okay. And I can literally do one with you right now. So, because I actually got to send her some more videos. So, literally, I just looked at the characters. I see Miss Melanie right there. And I'm going to just say something simple, right? I'm going to say something simple. Character, boom, 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 boom. Character is walking in the park shouting out her book boss brunch is this. I was about to say Thursday. Ooh, forgive me, y'all. Forgive me. Her book ball brunch is this Saturday, and only few tickets left. Comment book boss for tickets. Boom. I cannot spell today. Oh Lord. All right, boom. So then as I do that, and I want to change the duration to 15 seconds and then create the video. And now it is loading in the queue. So if I scroll up, you see this thing at the top right corner, it's loading. So as that's loading, I'm gonna come back here because I actually want to show you how I did the campaign. Okay, I told you I'm gonna get the whole game away for free. So basically, you'll get on Facebook, you'll click create, and then you will just click where it says leads, right? And you'll click continue. I like to do manual leads campaign. If you're trying to do it like if you don't understand how to do it, then of course you can. Ooh, I can't speak English today, Lord. You could just click where it says tailored lead campaigns, but I like to have more control over my campaigns. So I'm gonna always select manual leads campaign, and then you get here, right? You can just name it. I'm gonna just name it lead form. Boom, lead form. Boom, whatever. All right. Then of course buying type. You want to make sure it says auction. Okay. You could do this reservation, but for this example here, auction. Campaign objective leads. Just went over that. Okay. Campaign spending limit. If you want to add a spending limit, this is where you would do it. A/B test, don't worry about that right now. And then special ad categories. For those of you that are watching or who will be watching the replay, if you are in real estate or social politics, employment, whatever, or even credit, you will select one of these, right? But if not, don't worry about it. We'll click next. So ad set, right? So in regards to the ad set, this is where you do like all your targeting. Far as okay, what demographics I'm going to go after, what age group I'm going to go after, um, what financial gain I'm going after, right? So a lot of marketers will tell you, hey, whenever you run an ad campaign, whatever industry you in, you need to target that likeness, right? That interest. We don't do that no more. 2026, we don't target no interest no more. We either going to do open, where we're not targeting nothing and let Facebook do the targeting and Instagram do the targeting for us, or we're going to do what we like to call warm audiences, as in retargeting audiences. Because we all know as business owners, it may take somebody one or two, five, six, five, six times to be able to see exactly what they really want. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to ask yourself, if you see something that you want, it may take you like two to three times for you to be like, you know what? I want to buy it now. So that's why we do that type of audience. But for this example here, we're going to do open. So conversion location. Remember, I did lead forms. So what lead forms is right here, instant forms. Instant forms is the same thing as lead forms. You could do the objective for leads as in, website leads, messenger leads. But for me, what works the best for me, how I generate a majority of my results as I've been a marketer was through lead forms. Okay. So performance goal, you always want to go after conversion leads. Don't just say maximum number of leads. That no, don't do that. Always go after maximized number of conversion leads because you want these leads to be converted. This helps with Facebook doing the targeting. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. So now, boom, when it says create a data set, it's already a data set included in this. So disregard that, and I'm gonna show you what I mean. And then bid strategy, highest volume. Don't worry about the dynamic creative catalog. We're not doing that. Budget. Now again, I told y'all I did $10 a day with her. Boom. So we're gonna put it at 10, right? And even though it says 10, it may spend more than that. As you see, maximum daily spend is 1750, right? So if your ads are really performing very well, Facebook can allow that to spend a little bit higher than your daily budget. Just letting you know, as you see right here in black and white, I'm just saying. But anywho, if you wanted to schedule this, right? Because you may have some people that can't afford to get a CRM system and want to have more personalization whenever a lead comes in. You can schedule budget increases. You can schedule whenever you want to launch your campaign because whether you know it or not, if you wanted your ads to be only running when you are up, so say if you wanted your ads to run at 7 in the morning till 7 at night, you can do that. Okay? You can do that 100%. But anywho, now scrolling down here for locations, this is extremely, extremely important. For her, we did Tampa, Florida, because she's in Tampa. So boom, we targeted Tampa, Florida. Now, what you want to do is you could do a 25-mile radius all the way up to a 50 or all the way to a 10. Just depending on where you at, what you're trying to achieve, right? It just depends on the situation at hand, but that's totally up to you. Okay. Now, here where it says reach more people likely to respond to your ads, this is a key thing. Why this is key is because if you keep this check, then you might get somebody that's way outside of this. You may get somebody that's way outside of that mileage that you're going after. So say for example, you in Atlanta, Georgia, and you deselect this, not deselected, but keep that on, you might get somebody in Villa Rica or Decatur that's hours away. You know what I'm saying? So you always want to check that off just to make sure that you targeting, the correct way to get the people that you're going after. Okay. So now come down and then here where it says Advantage Plus Audience. Okay. So Facebook is trying to push everybody that uses their platform to go to the more AI based, right? Like letting Facebook do the work for you. I don't do that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm the type of person. I need more control. That's just me. I'm just saying. So whenever you see that Advantage Plus audience, what they be saying, go that way, go somewhere. I like to switch to original. Okay. And then of course, even then they try to make you stay. They have a pop-up. No, further limit the reach. I know what I'm doing. Okay. You need to utilize more control. But if you are a beginner, you can keep it at Advantage Plus. But I'm showing you exactly what I've done. Okay. So now that we did that, now here we are. Okay, Tampa, Florida. Boom, 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 boom. They trying to still give me the use Advantage Plus audience. I'm not going to do that. Tampa, Florida, and then if you want to add another city, you can. You can add multiple cities here if you wanted to, right? So say for example, um, you are creating a coaching program, and you know what? I'm gonna give y'all some game. Ooh, this finna be fire. Boom. So if you are selling a program and you know that like a big event is coming up, right? So say for example, Earn Your Leisure has the whole big conference in Atlanta, Georgia. I think it's coming up in the summertime, right? Where like all these entrepreneurs are going to be at. If you didn't know, whenever that event is coming up, you can literally target that city in that radius. So, say for example, it's at a Pacific Hotel or a convention center. You can literally grab the address of that event and then put it here, and then your ad will be shown to everybody that's in that vicinity. That's on Facebook and Instagram, and you can do the same thing on TikTok. You can do the same thing on Google. So no matter where they go, they're going to continue to see your ad. That's a little game I want to get to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because that stuff works. That actually works a lot. And that's like for any industry. So, like if you are a nonprofit and you are, trying to get people to like, if you're trying to mentor people, right? I don't know if they got like yearly conferences or annual conferences, but wherever these conferences are located, you can literally run an ad and target that specific area at a 10-mile radius, 25-mile radius, whatever the case may be. And then boom, now your ad is being focused on your targeted audience because they are all in one building at one time. You see what I'm saying? But anywho, Back to the topic at hand. So once you do that, then boom, here you go. So if you know the age group of your audience that's like buyers for you, then you will target it more, more strategically. But if you don't, just leave that open. Of course, gender, keep the genders how you want. Language, you already know. I ain't gonna play. English US, that's just me, right? Now, now they have this thing called ad transparency to where they want to just verify who you are, make sure you real, make sure you do that, make sure you do that. Okay. Now to me, one of the most important things here is the placements. If you know what placements are, it's basically where your ads is being placed. So you got feeds, right? Like Facebook feeds, Instagram feeds. You got stories, Facebook stories, Instagram stories, and you got reels, right? And then of course you got other ones as well. Far as what's what I'm looking for? Far as like marketplace, I'm about to show you now anyway, right? So basically, you see here under placements, I select manual. Okay. So you got Advantage Plus. I told you Facebook trying to do everything on their own, far as with AI. I like to take more control. That's just me. Okay. So devices. If you didn't know, you can have your ad shown on people that's looking at it from a desktop view or for a mobile view. Now, for me, based on her data, she got majority of her traffic from mobile. So if I'm already working with somebody that's limited on funds now, I can't be spending money on something that's not going to work. So I deselected desktop and did mobile. Okay. So now, as you see, Facebook, Instagram, and Audience Network. So all the check marks, meaning this is where your ad will be showcased. It'll be on Facebook feed, Facebook profile feed. So if you check on somebody's profile, then you scroll on their profile, your ad can show up. Instagram feed, Instagram profile, Facebook Marketplace, so on and so forth, right? So you got all these different things. Me personally, all this stuff don't matter. What matters to me, again, I'm telling you what I've done and what worked for me. I I deselect the profile feed, and under the feed section, I only focus on Facebook feed and Instagram feed. Everything else goes. Oh, it ain't no need for it. So boom, take that out. Take it out. Right? So all that only Facebook feed, Instagram feed. I don't care too much about everything else, right? Now, in regards to stories, status, and reels, I always leave that on. I always leave the stories on. I always leave the reels on. No matter what. That's just me until you start to receive data. Once you receive data, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna do another call. I like this. I ain't gonna lie, I like this. I'm gonna do another call next week. So, but anywho, once you understand data, then you can come here and make adjustments, because at the end of the day, when it comes to marketing, not just paid advertising, not just content, it's all about data and understanding how to utilize the data that you retrieve. That's what separates the budding pushers to a real like marketer, right? So back on task. So keep all the stories and reels on for Facebook and Instagram, right? And then in stream is hit or miss. I normally don't get the best results for that, but sometimes you may, depending on the industry that you're in, right? So if you wonder, like, hey, what does in stream ads mean? Have you ever watched a reel on Facebook or Instagram, and then after that video was done, it jumped straight into an ad? That's what in stream ad means. Okay, so you can leave that on. So I'm leaving it on for this example. Search results, turn it off. Apps and sites, turn it off. Allow limited spend to excluded placements. No. Turn it off, please. Again, they try to just make all their money any way they can, right? And then if you want to go even deeper in regards to targeting, you want to look at, okay, devices. Boom. You want to target all mobile devices, or you want to target Androids only, or you only want to target iOS only. You can literally go into detail on however you want to do this. Okay. Now, moving forward, this here is the ad. Boom. This is the ad, right? So this is where you would just create the videos. So here, boom, 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 right? You will just create a lead form. So here it is. This is where you will create your lead form. So you could just do a lead form, and then you got where it says more volume, where you just send this to anybody. Well, not you send it to anybody, but anybody that clicks on this link will get the form, and it'll be super easy to fill out, right? This here, this here is super critical in regards to how to qualify your lead. Okay. So you know how you have some service business owners that be like, man, um, they're like, man, I want better quality because anybody can get leads. Let me just tell you straight up, anybody can get leads. You can literally create a video and just at the end of the video say, comment the word this, and that can be a lead. But if you want quality lead, this is going to be super important to pay attention to, right? So right here where it says form type, you got more volume, which is more easier, but you're going to get more people to fill out the form, but it's going to be lower quality, or you want to do higher intent. You already know for me, what I did for Miss Melanie Bonita was higher intent. Meaning, what does that mean, Javon? Can you break that down? I got you. Require leads to verify their phone number with a one-time passcode. Because let's be real, how many leads have you as a business owner dealt with that wasn't good quality? Like, oh man, they fill out the form, but they wasn't good. Or oh man, they said they were interested, but they ran away. You see what I'm saying? So the purpose of doing this style of a lead form is to better qualify the lead so it can not waste your time. You know what I'm saying? You want to anybody you talk to, anybody that come to you, that needs to be somebody that's either ready to buy or have one quick question and then they ready to buy. Okay? So yes, perfect. Okay. Do I got any questions? I'm over here talking. We good. If everything is making sense, type ones in the chat. I don't even see who all in here. I don't even know if anybody in here. If not, it's okay. But if it's making sense, just type a one in the chat. And if you have any questions, type a two. I'm answering questions as I go. So I don't got nothing. All right, perfect. All right. We. So anywho, you will select higher intent to verify the phone number to make sure that they're a real person because you got some haters, right? I know this is a professional webinar, but I got to be real with y'all, right? It's everybody that's watching this. If you do more volume, you're going to find your competitors that's just going to be filling out this form and just giving some BS stuff, right? Like, oh, let me just put a fake number. Oh, let me just answer this question. Oh, that's it. Okay, I'm good. Just to see what your process is like. To better qualify, again, higher intent. Okay. So after that, you'll click next. Then of course, your headline, right? Boom, 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 boom. You got, your headline right here. You don't have a sales problem, blah, 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 description, all that good stuff, right? And then you don't really have to worry about none of this, but that's the main thing. Just a regular headline, basically stating who you are, what you do, right? So that's it. Um, and then of course, paragraph, put in the description, keep it pushing. Questions. Now, this here is the most important part of your lead form. This here, excuse me, it's called conditional logic. If you be like, what does a conditional logic mean, Javon? This basically means that anybody that clicks on conditional logic, you can better qualify your leads. Because let's be real, right? If you have a service and you charging high ticket and you only want people that can afford your service to fill out this form, you will put that in the question. You can put that as in, and I can actually show you, actually right here. Boom. Hold on, let me see. Add a question, right? You can say multiple choice. And you can say, are you ready to invest 3,000? Oh man, I can't spell. 3,000, right? And then you can put yes or no, right? Put yes, go to the next question, right? You can go to the next question, blah, 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 blah. Go to question two, or if they do no, closed form. And that's it, right? So if they don't answer the question the way you want them to, they get kicked out the lead form. So they can't even fill it out. You see what I'm saying? So if they answer it wrong, they get kicked out. If they answer it right, they go on to the next question. Okay. So whenever you get to a point where you're like, hey, I need better quality of my leads and you're running ads, you have to do a lead form. I didn't say you have to. I'm telling you what I did. If you want results like what I've done, you want to do a lead form and then make sure that you do a conditional logic. Okay. Once you do a conditional logic, what I just showed you up here, okay, that better enhances your lead quality because if they answer the question wrong, they automatically get kicked out. But if they answer all the questions right and they fill out the form completely, that means that that's a quality lead, right? Now, after that, it's all on you to do what I just said earlier in the beginning of this webinar, speed to lead. How quick can you respond to them? Or do you have automation set up in place to reach out to them? Or do you have an AI chatbot that can reach out to them? Right? It's multiple different ways to do this, guys. Multiple different ways. But anywho, and that's pretty much what you would do. And of course, the rest will be like name, number, email right here. Make sure you have your privacy policy link. And then on your ending, you can add an ending. You can visit our website or exit the form now. You don't want to do that. I'm going to give you some free game. I'm going to say you're almost done. Remember, for those of you that do not know, a lot of people online are not the brightest, okay? You got to make it simple for them. So, on the headline, it needs to say something like almost done, dot, 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 right? Almost done. And then you could put like to finalize this special offer. Click the link below to, I don't know, let me say just get your offer or something, right? I'm just putting something together, right? Just putting it out there. And then at the end, of course, you want to make sure it says go to website, and then you'll put your website here, your landing page here, or your calendar here for them to book. After that, you click create form. And then after that, the campaign is done. Okay? Campaign is done. You come down here, and then you click publish. That is it. Okay? And that is it. And that's how you would do. And that's how you would do your campaign. Okay. Now, if that makes sense, type ones in the chat. If not, type twos if you like, ooh, this kind of don't make sense. And if it don't make sense, it is okay. I am here to help. Okay. Now that I've showed you how to do the campaign on what I did for Miss Melanie, now the next thing will be, let me see if I got any questions. No questions. So that means that I'm actually doing pretty decent. Okay. I like it. I like it. All right. So now let's go back here. Right here in Smart. It's gonna be. So let's see if that video is done. Oh, it is. Boom. So remember the video I just did, guys. I'm out here in the park getting a little sunshine, and I had to let you know our Book Boss brunch is this Saturday. It's coming up fast, and there are only a few tickets left, y'all. If you want to be in a room where we're sharing strategies, networking, and leveling up these books and brands, this is your moment. Comment Book Boss below, and I'll see. Okay. Book Bosses, I'm out here in the park getting a little sunshine, and I had to let you know our Book Boss brunch is this Saturday. It's coming up fast, and there are only a few tickets left, y'all. If you want to be in a room where we're sharing strategies, networking, and leveling up these books and brands, this is your moment. Comment Book Boss below, and I'll see. Book Bosses, I'm out here in the park getting a little sunshine, and I had to let you know our Book Boss. That video will go upload it to her social media page, and she will start to get traffic, literally just like you see here. Okay. Just like you see here, right? Boom. You're getting people to comment on it, right? You're getting comments. You're getting comments. Boom. Book balls, right? Boom. Like you seeing all the videos here, and all of this is AI. So basically, this is what it is in regards to how I was able to take this lady, right? Because as you see, she don't got 10,000 followers yet. She don't got 10,000 yet, but with the following that she has on Facebook and Instagram, utilizing Sora AI that I just went over with you live. And you can see she's posting this, so it's like I'm not just talking, you see in the proof. And then running ads for $10 a day. Well, you are. Let me delete this one. Let me delete that. Boom. So boom. And then utilizing this campaign, as you see right here, 183 leads at $374. She was able to fill up her room for her event that's coming up this Saturday. And that was pretty much it, guys. That's pretty much it. So back to the slide deck. So yeah, so I just went over that. I just went over that. And boom. And why this works, to break this down, why this works for service-based businesses only, it builds authority. High quality AI content positions you as a tech forward leader in your niche. Okay. Understand that once you get a grasp on Sora and understanding how to use this effectively, you can take this same blueprint and then you can start training people and teaching people how to utilize Sora in your industry. And that could be more money for you because you got to think about this. How many people or how many business owners, more specifically, do you know that will be in front of the camera? I know a lot of business owners that don't want to be in front of the camera, don't got the time to be in front of the camera, or none of that. But literally, AI can do that for you. Personal connection. Using AI to tell the authentic story of your service and its impact. This is important because a lot of times when we shoot content, we don't over exaggerate on the problem and the solution. For example, right? If you're trying to lose weight and you're selling weight loss shots, you don't want to just say, "Hey, we sell weight loss shots." Right? You want to actually show somebody that's like obese or looking to lose weight but struggling, like showing the emotional side and then showing the solution. And AI can do all of that for you. You know what I'm saying? AI can do all of that for you 100%. Scalability. This framework is repeatable for coaches, consultants, and event planners, and anybody in any niche or vertical. Because again, who if you don't have to be in front of the camera, you don't want. I say you don't have to. I said that backwards. Excuse me. If you don't want to be in front of the camera, you don't have to. You don't. It's simple. It's just literally put your face in the camera because when you create a Sora account, they're gonna tell you look at the camera like this. They're gonna tell you look to the left and look to the right, and they're gonna tell you to talk so they can understand your voice. Once you have that, now you have unlimited content you can post on a consistent basis. Right? So, Mr. Nichols, I see that you're in here. So, for you doing like say mentorship, right? You don't even have to shoot content for yourself. You can literally have AI do it for you and just being creative with it, as in you showing the impact on people, or how you changing people's lives, or you know the kid, the troubled kid that's in the inner city that don't have nobody to go to, but they need help. Like could literally just show that emotional side and literally create hundreds of pieces of content that can post consistently on your social media page can drive in the traffic that you need 100%. 100%. Just saying. Okay. And then again, yes, even professional life coach, that's even better. When you're talking about on the emotional side, emotional style content is powerful because think about people that's struggling on an everyday life basis that don't know if they want to move forward or just quit. Now you strike an emotion in regards to content. That's powerful. And then you can give more examples and actually show examples. So, say if you actually talking, but then you want to be like, oh, well, here's an example. This happens, this, whatever the case may be, you can literally showcase all of that with Sora. Just saying. Okay, relationship coach, same thing. So, yes. So basically, and that's me, like, you know, how I generated 25 million for the clients that I've worked with, right? And this is all documented results, right? Documented results. Just understanding the service provider's unique journey. Okay. So, how can you implement this today? Install your Facebook pixel and tag managers correctly to track conversions and user behavior. Create AI video content. So, utilize Sora to create 3 to 5 high impact videos. variations for your campaign, right? And then even with that, making sure you shoot even more videos to post on your content because we all saw how important it is to have your video for your ads and then the videos for your content. It goes hand in hand like peanut butter and jelly. You need both. Okay. And then number four or number three, launch your campaign. Start with $10 a day, targeting your specific niche audience. Disregard that. That is totally a mistake. You don't need to talk. You need to leave it open. You don't need to target nothing. Leave it open. In regards to specific niche audience, will come down to the age group that works the best in your industry, right? The placements that works the best in your industry. And if you don't know these things, then understand that keep it all the way open. And then as you're spending money on your campaigns, the data is going to come back to you, and you just got to learn how to implement the data that's given to you. That's it. So if you, for example, say you spent $100 on this campaign total, and majority of your leads is coming from people from the ages of 35 to 54. Guess what you need to do for your next campaign? Create a new campaign and target that specific age group, right? And even more specifically, if your traffic that's generating leads is coming from Facebook and Instagram, Reels and Stories, guess what you need to do for your next campaign? Target Facebook, Instagram, Stories, and Reels. Just go by what the data's telling you. None of this is rocket science. You just have to understand how to how to implement what you're retrieving in regards to the data that you have. That's it. And the scale what works. I just said that analyze the data and increase the budget on what's winning. That's it. Okay. So now this here is a well, my bad. I'm gonna go back. Let me go back. So boom. If you would like, it's not even a selling tactic. It's just hey, if you need more help, because I know a lot of you that's going to be watching this, especially in the replay, is going to be like, man, okay, I learned a lot in this call. How can I get more help? Okay. So I do have a community. It's a paid community. Um and it's $50 a month. Right? I'm gonna just tell it straight up, it's $50 a month. But if you sign up for this month of January, you get access to the free Facebook course that actually walk you step by step on how to launch your campaign, how to optimize the campaigns once you retrieve your data, and then ultimately, as you start to get better results and more money coming in, how to scale your Facebook ads. And within this community, you're going to be basically getting all the tools that you need that help me generate $25 million in results for the clients that I work with. So in there, you're going to be learning about Facebook ads and content on Facebook and Instagram. You'll be learning about Google ads, Google SEO, and YouTube marketing as well. And that's paid advertising, organic marketing, and SEO. You also be learning how to utilize TikTok in regards to paid advertising on TikTok and how to utilize organic content on TikTok as well. And with TikTok, I'm gonna give you this one, another free, free gem. If you don't want to spend money on ads and you have a TikTok and you like, hey, I want to know how I can make money on my TikTok with my business, I'm gonna break it down for you. What's working the best right now in 2026 on TikTok is hyper local focus on your service. That's it. So whenever you are posting content on TikTok, you have to make it very clear where you are. So if you are in Atlanta, Georgia, boom, that needs to be in the beginning of your video. If you are a life coach, like Mr. Nichols said, if you are a life coach, that needs to be in the beginning, right? So it's like, let me just give an example. So you'd be like, okay, if your audience is parents, you want to say, um, hey, parents in Atlanta, Georgia, are y'all struggling to take better care of your kids or whatever the case may be, right? I'm not in that industry, but it's more so focused on making sure that you're talking about the city that you're in and what it is that you're talking about as far as the problem and the solution. If you can talk about the city and the state the problem and a solution that's going to help you generate leads on TikTok effectively. How do I know? I got proof. I got proof, right? Matter of fact, let me see, because I can literally show you another client, and I'm over here. She might get mad at me, but it's okay. It's okay. Let me
I
show
had one
you
guy walk past me
exactly. Boom.
and talked about me so bad, and then I just looked at him. I said, God bless you.
Reg Beauty. So this another client is out in Philadelphia, right? So she literally just went viral recently where boom, right here,
If you live in
17,000.
Philly, then
So she said, if you live in Philly, like I just said, hyper local focus. Where are you? Philly. Okay. And then it's the cold weather, right? So everybody relates
you
to it.
already know
And
the
she's an esthetician that focuses on skincare. So again, Philly, cold weather is not your skin's friend. Like literally, just in the first
if
five
you live
seconds, I'm
in
gonna be quiet.
Philly, then you already know the winter weather is disrespectful. The wind is snatching moisture out of your skin before you even get to the car.
So with that, in the first 5 seconds, she's already telling you the city, the problem at hand, which is already trending because it gets cold in Philly around this time, and then she's making it relatable. And if you follow those factors, that helps you generate leads without even having to spend money on ads. Like I said, this is another thing that we go over in our community. So it's like you're going to learn about all these different marketing factors. And then also, we're going to be going over how to utilize CRM systems, more specifically, go high level. Because, like I said in the very beginning, right? You're going to need speed to lead in a back end system that's going to help you ultimately nurture these leads to help them close at the end. That's it. That's it. I know I said a lot so far. I know it's probably a lot to take in. But guess what? This call is recorded. So I will be sending this replay out. Okay. But yes, so that was pretty much that. Like I said, boom, 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 boom. If you are interested, okay, if you are interested in this program, in this paid community, I would say as I'm sending this replay out via email, just reply back to me saying, "Hey, you're interested in joining the community." That's all. That's all. If not, hey, it's no hard feelings. Trust me. Promise. Boom. And then of course we'll have a little Q&A session if there's any questions or concerns. And then yes, so to basically sum up everything that we just went through today, I went over I went over the Facebook ad strategy that I utilized with Miss Melanie Bonita to help her fill up her room for her event this upcoming Saturday. How to utilize Sora AI to use that for content and ads and be effective with it. And then of course I did not go over automations and lead nurturing, but that's more so it'd be something to be spoken about in the paid community. And then I ultimately went over Melanie Bonita's case study. And that was it. So I want to just say, for those of you that have joined, I want to just say thank you so much for attending. It really means a lot. And let's make 2026 your best year yet. And thank you all for your time.